Hello folks, I hope you're all doing very well. You know, I was thinking just today that I've had the RTX 4090 machine now for over 2 weeks already, and I haven't yet tried DLSS 3, so why not give it a go at London City with incredibly high settings, with the Orbex London City add-on, everything looking beautiful, real world weather. At the moment we're getting 60 frames per second. And there's a couple of things I want to show you first before we try DLSS 3, because I think this is really important. The first being that at the moment, you can probably see we're only at 1080p. So we're now going to change to 4K. Running currently the high-end global render scale, so everything is incredibly high. So let's go for 4K here. Watch this. I find this quite remarkable. With my 3090 card, that would have halved, or at least, you know, been 35, 40 frames per second at the very best. But with the 4090, it's made absolutely no difference at all that I'm now running at 4K. I find that quite remarkable, and it's a good example also when you go to VR. Because say if I now went into VR mode, I'd still be getting about the same amount of frames, perhaps a little bit lower, about 50 to 55 frames per second. I've never known a card that can do that. However, if you're just using a desktop monitor to fly, and that's kind of weird since this is a VR channel, I'd imagine most people who are watching this are not going to be doing that, but in case you are, then a 3090 would be absolutely fine. Unless, of course, you want crazy amounts of frames, and that's where DLSS 3 comes into it. So to enable DLSS 3, you need to make sure that you've got GPU scheduling turned on, so go to your Start menu, GPU, graphic settings. There's a lot of traffic around in London City tonight. Change default graphic settings, make sure that's on, and then restart your computer. So to enable DLSS 3, all you need to do is go to your general options and then find NVIDIA DLSS frame generation. We're going to turn that on here. You won't find that unless you're running a 40 series graphics card. Apply. And at first glance, well, hang on, we're still getting the same amount of frames, but hang on a minute, no we're not. We've got an extra frame counter, if you can see here, and that is because extra frames are now being drawn in. So what I'm going to show you is the performance tab, which also gives us some really interesting information. For all those who are worried about the 4090 and have listened to all the scaremongering, well, it's simply not true, folks. I mean, look at this. My GPU right now is not going anywhere near the crazy 600 watts. Even in this scene right now, we're sort of averaging about 310 watts. And the GPU temperature, and I've been running now this computer since I've got home from work for about 2 hours, and it's still at 60 Celsius. That is actually running cooler than my 3090 and with less power. I thought I'd just add that in there. But here's the thing, this is what we're getting right now. 120 frames per second over London City. And you probably won't be able to tell on the screen, but as I'm flying around in my little drone, I can absolutely feel the smoothness here. Now, the exciting thing is, I believe there's going to be a way that DLSS 3 is going to make it to VR. Right, let's go for a flight now over London City in my favourite business jet. It's also worth noting that this particular aircraft is very resource intensive because it's got quite a few systems on it. And let's see how things go. It's going to shout at me because I'm not configured for takeoff. Hang on a second. That will help. So you're probably not going to pick this up on the actual video, but I can feel the smoothness. I really can. I can just tell how much smoother this thing is at like 90 frames per second, although we did just get one little stutter there, funny enough. Honestly, folks, even a $4 computer, you're going to get a few stutters here and there. It's just the way it goes. But this is remarkable now. We're getting very close to, yeah, 100 frames per second. Absolutely remarkable performance. In fact, we're now getting 110 frames per second, so it is wavering quite a bit. Keep in mind, I am recording, and I'm in 4K as well. Wowzers. I just had to show this, folks, because I think this, in fact, that is a very nice screenshot right there. I think I might use that for my thumbnail. Sorry, guys, just getting distracted here. But yeah, this shows you what the 4090 can really do here. I thought it was worth making a bit of a video about this. Now, of course, as I say, this is not VR compatible just yet. But I think it's only a matter of time. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to continue flying now because this is just absolutely spectacular. Look at the LOD as well. Oh my goodness me. Beautiful. 100 frames per second over London City. 4K. I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. I appreciate this is not VR, but it might be in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now. Oh, my cup of tea just arrived. Thank you very much.